Okay, y'all, welcome back to the Village and the Streets. We are the Black Flames. I am Dr. Griffs.
I am Bam.
And welcome back. Yo, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just been like not even busy with life. It's been a weird week. Like I've been struggling with getting good quality sleep. So like it's like I've been having like I don't know what it is, but I've been having like dreams every night that be waking me up in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? And it's just like it'll just be like random. Like it'll be like one dream I'm being chased by cats. Another dream I'm like having communications with a friend I haven't seen in a long time, and we're just estranged and not seeing each other and stuff like that. But it was really weird. It's like to me, and I kind of contributed to the fact that like this week and maybe also last week I haven't been watching too much anime, because for me, when I watch anime, like anime is kind of like my equilibrium. It kind of balances me out. Like whenever I have an anime to watch throughout the week, I always feel like that week is like my emotions, my mental state is regulated based on like the enjoyment and the peace I have with anime. When I watch anime, that's like my me time. You know what I mean? And so
So to be clear, you're having dreams, not nightmares.
I had dreams, but it felt like if depending on how I interpreted it, it could have been a nightmare. Dreams and nightmares. But like it felt like I could have interpreted as a nightmare. But since, like in one of the podcasts, in the Halloween podcast, remember like how I would watch horror movies all the time? So my threshold for what scares me, I think, is different compared to most people. And so like I even had a dream where like somebody was trying to break into my house, and like they had like guns and everything, and that was a potentially scary situation. But it'll be like, no, I'm going to take this baseball bat. I don't care what you what you have going on.
I think that would be defined as a nightmare for most people.
I think so. I think for most people it would, but I think just my threshold for what scares me is just different because all the conditioning I've had so far. But yeah, I contribute all of that because when I'm watching anime that I really enjoy, man, like my week is just copium. It's just like satisfying. Like it doesn't matter what's going on in life. I could be like, oh my gosh, this project's not working at work. Let me cool down by watching this episode real quick. Okay, I feel balanced. Let me come back to that project and stuff. So those are my most calm, chill things. I don't know.
Is there a certain type of anime that has a better positive effect on you throughout the week, or like is it a comedy? That doesn't matter.
To me, it honestly doesn't matter. I will say like when I kind of like approach anime kind of like how I approach food, so like when a week is very hectic or very exciting and like it just has a lot of stuff going on, I may watch a slice of life anime. I may watch something that's a little bit more low key, a little bit more chill. Like the current anime that like I need to get back on now because it's been 2 weeks. Is an anime called, what's it called? I forget what it's called. I think it's like Restaurant into Another World, where it literally is about a restaurant that the door is enchanted, and so people from a different world can come into a restaurant that's in our world and enjoy the food here. So you'll have like lizard people walking in there being like, oh my gosh, this omelet, the best thing I've ever had. And it could be a basic omelet from our world, but because lizard people in their world, they're eating eggs and like raw meat and stuff. So like the fact that they have that good cooking is different. So you just have all these different characters from like a magical different world coming in and eating like, I would say like, 4 to 5 star level food from our world, and you just see them talking and chatting. It's not even like crazy combat or anything. It's like it literally is just like them socializing in a restaurant, arguing about like, no, chicken cutlets are better than steak and eggs. Like what are you talking about? And you see them almost get into fights over that. But that was just like, I don't know what it is about it, because usually I would say my default is that shonen, that action, you know what I mean? But it goes like, it depends on like how the week is going. I might go for a slice of life, I might go for a romance comedy, you know, or I might go for a more, you know, action intensive thing. Horror anime doesn't really hit for me, because I don't really find horror and anime that scary. I don't know, something about like the animated characters, it just, I don't feel frightened by it. I don't know, but yeah.
I will say horror in cartoons though, it's slightly different.
Break that down.
I was watching a Courage the Cowardly Dog recap recently.
Wait, return the slab. The slab.
Exactly.
Oh my
gosh. Maybe I was younger when that first came out, but that episode, several episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog, specifically that one, really messed with my head as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
I don't think I ever felt such type of dread watching an anime, but in that cartoon, that was
Cartoon Network really had a very weird, like almost extreme emo phase. Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, is like, you have these shows that's like, why are we showing this to children? Like, why are we following two kids that are best friends with a Grim Reaper? And a lot of these episodes do not end in a happy note. Like, one of these kids is like arguably Billy and Mandy's relationship is very abusive. It's a very abusive relationship where Mandy's always manipulating Billy, and Grim, how you make me feel bad for the Grim Reaper? Like, I don't understand.
You got a good point. I haven't seen Billy and Mandy in a minute, but I remember there's a whole episode, like this Thriller episode, they had the whole theme song, like Brains, it's okay. I had the song, I had the MP3 version growing up. But Billy and Mandy was a crazy show. But I was rewatching, for research for this video, I was rewatching some like different cartoon clips, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Powerpuff Girls.
Interesting, okay.
And there's a couple things about Powerpuff Girls that's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Okay, break it down.
Him? You say more?
Him is a bizarre character. Maybe a character before his time.
Him? Revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? The way Miss Bellum was drawn, you ever seen Miss Bellum?
Yeah, Miss Bellum.
There's no reason why she should have been drawn like that. Look, like, as a kid, I'm not really seeing this stuff, but as like an adult, older, you know what I'm saying? A young adult, older kid, I don't know how you want to say it. I'm seeing Miss Bellum, I'm like, yo, why did they... I already know what they're doing.
You know, it's interesting because, like, I feel like, especially with cartoons, actually, as I get older, you can see more of the adult influences from the creators. Like, to be honest, when I was watching Disney as a kid, right, and or Pixar, right, when I was watching their movies, like, I wasn't paying attention to the body structure of the moms. I was like, as a kid, I wasn't. But then as I got older and puberty started hitting in, I'm like, whoa, this is definitely a conscious decision.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yo, Incredibles, hands down one of my favorite movies of all time, right? But let's just say, as an adult, I can appreciate the animation assets they use more on the screen, you know what I mean? But like, it is interesting when it's like, even like when you're watching like something like Justice League Unlimited, or when you're watching like Avatar: The Last Airbender, is like, these are shows that the adults that are making a show, they know their core target demographic is kids, but they can't help but put their humor and ideas and preferences as an adult into the show. So like even as an adult coming back to the shows, you can appreciate it on a level that you just could not see as a kid. Like, you just did not have the knowledge, the experience to interpret what these conversations meant, what these innuendos was meaning, like what these body structures was meaning. It's like, it's a whole different level of enjoyment.
And as a kid, I'm thinking like, oh, you know, I think I know what they're trying to say here, or I know they're making some type of joke. That's the extent of it. Like, oh, I know they're making something funny, but you know, I just don't know what it means until I go back. Like Justice League Unlimited, I think there's a scene with Flash and like Hawk Girl or something like that, and he was like, "I'm the fastest man alive," and she was like, I forgot what she said.
yeah, but it's like he said like, I'm the fastest man alive. It's like, well, I hope you're not too fast or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, as a kid, I'm just like, oh, okay, like, so he doesn't trip. But I got older, I'm like, oh wow, they put stuff like that in there. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost like they couldn't help it. And so I would say, you know, that would be one of the, if you guys don't know what we're talking about right now, we're talking about cartoons versus anime. And I'll say that's one of the things I would give to cartoons over anime. Is that although anime encompasses way more topics and ideas than cartoons, is like, I feel like the nature of old school cartoons, I don't know how the new school cartoons are going right now, but the nature of old school cartoons like Teen Titans, Ben 10, Generator Rex, even Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends, you could see how, okay, the first audience is for kids, but if you're feeling nostalgic and you want to come back just to watch those few episodes, you're gonna have some gems in there that even an adult version of yourself is gonna be like, oh, okay, I see what you guys doing there. So there's you can still enjoy it, you know, you can still appreciate it. It won't be like, I'm too old for this. It's like, oh no, it's like people that were my age or older was creating this, and they were like, hey, we gotta enjoy watching it over ourselves. Yeah,
I would argue that cartoons can actually have a wider range of diversity. Because
okay,
in my head, anime is like episodic, and for the most part, it follows like one story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe multiple character stories intertwined, but it's one general overarching narrative. But a cartoon, each episode could be different. You know what I'm saying? SpongeBob, for example.
Yeah.
Each episode is different. Maybe there's a recurring theme of him not getting his license. There's a recurring theme of him, like, you know, loving to flip patties or jellyfish and nothing like that.
Sure.
But, you know, there's an episode where he's stuck trying to get the bus. There's an episode when he's, like, trying to get his license. The episode where he's jellyfishing. So each episode could theoretically hit a different topic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear what you're saying there.
Even the villains in, like, Powerpuff Girls, right? There's, like, Sedusa, which is, like, Medusa.
Right.
She produces, you know, the professor. Isn't it Professor?
Yeah, his name's the Professor. We'll just call him Professor.
Yeah, Professor.
Professor Plutonium, right? Professor Plutonium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess that episode is about lust and, like, how
True.
you got who you bring around your kids. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Mojo Jojo, like, PETA. You know what I'm saying? He was animal experimentation. Like, each episode, if you look at it, could.
Yeah. I think the Cooties episode in Powerpuff Girls, I think that taught everyone a valuable lesson how to prepare for, you know, COVID before COVID came out. You know, it's like, hey, social distancing, hey, back up. You should probably wear, you know. But damn, I always felt, you know, that episode of Powerpuff Girls, I always felt mixed feelings about it. Because it just felt like, dang, I guess it's because at that time when I was watching the episode, I was old enough to know that cooties was not a real thing. And so I'm like, damn, y'all really just doing my man dirty this for nothing. Like, y'all really could, like, a witch hunter out here, like a whole witch hunter. I didn't really get the lesson behind that episode, or maybe I'm forgetting the ending part of that episode, but I don't remember the lesson that was associated with it.
For those who watching, we haven't like rewatched all these episodes. Like, I just took clips that had some, like, you know, Sedusa. There's like a top 15 villains in Powerpuff Girls or Courage the Cowardly Dog. I haven't watched these episodes. Those things. So use our ignorance of the episode.
Yeah. I still can't get beyond the Return to Slab, yo. The Return to Slab episode. But Courage the Cowardly Dog, I will say, Courage the Cowardly Dog did target some really mature themes in almost every episode. Some really, almost so mature they were abstract. Like, I could go back and watch it again and be like, I still might not even understand what you guys were trying to go for with this episode. But going on to your point about like how cartoons can target a lot more diverse ideas. I don't know. I'm definitely inclined to agree with you. You got episodic episodes, like episodic shows like SpongeBob. You got Family Guy, Futurama. You got The Simpsons, which are great examples of shows that, you know, each episode could have a totally different theme before. But I will say that, like, even though they could target a broader amount of different themes, I feel like anime can hit a particular theme with more depth. So you can get a lot more. The theme can sink in a lot more versus the other shows. Because I'll say, for me personally, I think when I watch an anime fully through, like, the theme of it really sits with me a lot longer and for a greater portion of time, to the point where I feel like I'm able to integrate that theme a lot more in my head versus when I watch like an episode of Family Guy. Like, the episode of Family Guy might make me laugh, make me think about it for a moment, but I don't contemplate. You know, I don't contemplate for like days after about like one particular episode of Family Guy where Stewie's trying to kill his mom. You know, it's like, but like when I'm watching through like a whole, like, you know, when you're watching through Naruto, right? It's like, what's the one lesson you kind of learned from Naruto?
One lesson you learned from Naruto. Sometimes let your friends die. I don't know.
Sometimes your friends
die. He did way too much for Sasuke.
Yeah, he did.
Sometimes the best relationship are people who want to be in a relationship with you. I don't know. Shikamaru was cool. Hinata was cool. Like, no.
Yeah. I feel like from Naruto, I got the lesson of, well, believe it's the first thing that comes to mind, and not giving up. That's the first thing. Which, there is a conversation to be said that, like, because, like, was Naruto wrong for not giving up on Sasuke? The end result is no, he wasn't wrong, because he ended up saving Sasuke and saving his friend, and now we move on to Boruto, where Sasuke is like helping out Naruto and his son with different things. So in the end result, he wasn't wrong. But I think, you know what the interesting thing about not giving up is that it's not about if giving up is a right or wrong decision. It's the fact that not giving up eventually makes whatever decision you make right. So when I look at Naruto, it's like, should he have given up on Sasuke? Should he not? Either way, if he gave up on Sasuke, he would be right. If he didn't give up on Sasuke, he would have been right. Because in any instance, it's justifiable. Maybe I would definitely argue that giving up on Sasuke was a lot more justifiable than not giving up on him. But whatever outcome, whichever decision he made, he would have made it right. Yeah, man.
He made the long term. He made the best decision, because Sasuke ended up being the second strongest, if not first strongest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'd argue he's the second strongest. Because, you know, if he didn't try so hard to make Sasuke his friend, Sasuke would be a whole Madara. You know what I'm saying? And he's come back, destroy the village, because he would eventually find out. Well, he found out that Itachi wasn't really the guy he thought he was. You know what I'm saying? The first thing he wanted to do was exact vengeance. So Naruto made the right decision.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was definitely joking when I said, that's the first thing I thought about. But
yeah.
There's something to be said about, Naruto chased after Sakura, Sasuke, and his two people who's always been with him, Shikamaru and Hinata. Hinata he ended up marrying. And Shikamaru is like his right hand. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So sometimes, like, you gotta just be around the people that wants to be around you.
That is a big life lesson right there. That's a big life lesson. Like, sometimes it's not. You can't waste all your energy on people that have told you to your face, "Hey, I don't like you."
Yeah.
But
kind of crazy. Like doing all. Sorry.
Now, I guess because of how Naruto grew up, everybody didn't like him. So it's like the idea of like, well, I guess a default, he didn't have the option of, oh, I have a few people that like me and I have a few people that don't like me. It's like 98% of people he met didn't like him. So I guess that was always his base, where it's like, oh, it makes sense for Sakura to not like me because everybody doesn't like me. I'm just going to use my humor or use my determination to change her mind on that, because that's what I've always had to do growing up.
I think Hinata was a little weird. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Shorty was really stalking this guy.
Whole stalker.
She's standing behind a tree when she got the Byakugan. She could
tell me how, bro. I guarantee you, there was some days where she followed him home and was on the other building using a Byakugan to just watch him as he was just doing his everyday life. I'm telling you, she did that for sure. There's no way she out here just hiding behind trees and just...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if you look at it, it was weird. But, she was, 12, 13? So 12, 13-year-olds are pretty weird. So I think he didn't understand that Hinata had feelings for him, or that she liked him. He probably just looked at her and she was weird. Like, yo, she's a weird girl. You know what I'm saying? He didn't register, no, she's just being nice to you. She's like, you could cheat on my test, you know what I'm saying? He was like, what? You would do that for me? You know what I'm saying? I think right before he fought Neji, he was like, yo, she's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He still didn't process she really, had feelings for him. I think it took until Pain for her to say I love you, and he was like, but he was so traumatized at the moment. After the fight, he just completely forgot.
Yeah. He was like, I got things to do. We got a whole crater in the village. Like, everybody likes me now, so
completely forgot. It took Neji dying for him to remember again. I'm never gonna let your hand go. He let her hand go like a minute later. She completely forgot.
Yeah.
The last for him to be like, wait a minute, he's not even a real one all this time.
I feel like they made that movie to fill in the gaps on like, okay, we need to, if the story's going to end with Naruto finding happiness with Hinata and not Sakura, which is to me is a thank God moment. Yes. It's like we need to make this make sense. So let's just make a whole movie that's dedicated to make it make sense. Let's make this scarf that Naruto got, which I wish he still had that. I wish he still walked around with that scarf, because it's a cool scarf.
That's a cool scarf.
Honestly, his outfit in the last is his best outfit.
I would agree.
I wish he, man, you know what? Adult Naruto, you know what he needs? He could keep the top part of his, he needs a fade, bro. Adult Naruto needs a fade, bro.
You know one of Attack on Titan fades?
Son, he needs it. He needs that, he needs it, bro.
I see that. He lost Kurama, so he went to get a haircut. That's what happened. He went to the Lightning Village, got a black barber, came back with a new haircut. I mean, that could be the whole story.
It could be, yo. It's like,
that's the storyline.
It's like, man, go to Killer Bee, be like, yo, man, I lost my Jinchuriki, bro. That's tough, man. I can't even imagine that, bro. Can't even imagine that.
Robin. But that's the power of anime. I feel like anime can stick with you longer because there's so many. When it's one long story, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you grow up with the characters. It comes out on a weekly basis. I feel like cartoons do that, but it doesn't really hit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not really reading a manga of a cartoon. Like, maybe Teen Titans, you're reading the comics if you got money, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because also you think about it is like, if you think about, and I did this specifically for episodic cartoons, like shows like Avatar, kind of, well, let's keep it 100. Avatar basically takes everything from anime and just puts it into like a more westernized format, right? But
Completely agree. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like the weakness in that, in terms of the relatability, is because anime creates his start to finish format. You see characters grow. SpongeBob, does he really learn his lessons? Does Bart Simpson really learn his lessons? No, he can't, because it's like you kind of have to start the character from base in order to create the story around the character. So you can't really grow and relate with the character. Can't really grow and relate with the character if it's episodic. I would say the one anime that might be a little bit of an exception to it, and his main character, is Dragon Ball. Like Goku as a character, like he physically grows to meet the challenge, but I don't think he really mentally grows to meet the challenge. Like he's always still doing the same things. Like he'll be like, oh, Frieza, I'll give you energy. Oh, Cell, let me give you a sensu bean. It's like he still doesn't learn the difference. Now Vegeta is a character that learns. He learns and changes up. But I would say that's, for overall the majority, I think anime has that in the bag. The fact that like you can see the character, if the characters are learning the lessons, then you're more likely to learn the lesson.
I actually was watching a video about that. They're saying like Goku has like a flat character arc. Like because he stays Goku the whole time, he affects people who are around him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like where Vegeta, he starts off as a villain. Yeah. And you know, he starts getting good, dips back to villainy, and then he's like, okay, I need to save my kids. You know what I'm saying? So Goku, because he just stays Goku the whole time,
he's like he's a consistent force.
Yeah.
Like Goku's like the mountain. I'm about to do a stupid metaphor. Hold on. Goku's like a mountain, and people are like trying to travel to figure out, how do I cross this mountain? Like, if the mountain wasn't there, people would just go straight, right? But because the mountain's there, it's like, oh, okay, I guess I either have to go around it, or I have to climb over it, or I have to dig a tunnel through the mountain. It's like people have to figure out they have to change their course of action because the mountain's consistent. And so Goku is that consistent force in the series that changes everybody else, because they have no choice but to change, because you have to deal with Goku. You have to deal with it.
Exactly. I will say, I think shows that have cartoons that have like that are based off of comic book characters, they're more likely to have like an episodic release. Like there's a change in the character through each episode. For example, Justice League. You know, there was some. It looked like Batman was trying to talk to Wonder Woman at times.
Yeah.
You see progressively that, you know, maybe she kisses him on the cheek. Or
Yeah. That's true.
Or I guess that was like Hawk Girl and Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying? At first, like, they flirted a little bit, and then, you know, they actually. I think there was a bed scene. You know what I'm saying? He took her mask off. He said, "Oh, word."
Word.
Static
like
Shock.
a whole bird.
Exactly. The Static Shock, when his best friend got shot, a couple days later, he was still in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I feel like when it's a cartoon based on like a comic book, you start to see like character change with not each episode, but you know, you see a
yeah, like that makes sense. But I never felt that way. Like it makes sense when you say that, but it didn't feel that way because when I started getting into comics, is like you realize like the culture around people rewriting these characters is like the characters always have to be reset some way back to their base. Like, even if you have like a whole character development, like you have this whole comic book series where Batman, you know, like literally kills everybody, right? Eventually, that can't be the only story about Batman. Like, you have to eventually bring back the Joker, you have to bring back the Penguin, you have to bring back all these characters and reset Batman back to the place where he's not allowed to kill anybody. And so for me, the characters always felt stagnant, because it's almost like they would go through a character arc, but then someone press a restart button on their life. Oop. Right. But in terms of like condensed singular series, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
That's a good point. Good point. What do you think about the Boondocks?
You know, I would say the Boondocks is one of the show. See, I almost called it an anime. The Boondocks is one of the shows that I need to watch all the way through, because I only literally watched like episodes of it. You know, so like I never like sat down and watched through episode 1, season 1 all the way through. It's more like, oh, it was on, I'm gonna watch the episode. You know? Yeah.
I feel like I hear season 1 through 3 is like the best seasons. Season 4, this change of focus, change of director, so it isn't as good. I've seen some episodes of season 4, but I haven't really seen season 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Boondocks, there's a comedy element to it. It's definitely mature. There's definitely heavy anime inspiration.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But there's a whole fight scene where they copied the exact Sasuke versus Orochimaru fight.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Frame by frame is the whole fight. Boondocks, it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the nice little marriage of black culture and anime and comedy.
Which in a sense, for black people is like, we kind of do that. We kind of like take elements, especially like something about Japanese culture resonates with African American culture strongly. You know, maybe not even Japanese, but even like if we go like maybe two decades ago, kung fu and like martial arts, so like typically Chinese culture, like integrated, like we would integrate parts of that into the African American experience. So I don't know what it is. It just feels like one of those things that's like, it just clicks in, fits well in terms of like how like African Americans are able to be like, oh, I take inspiration from this and pull it over here and merge it together, and it just fits. Like, for some reason it doesn't make sense, but Afro Samurai, it just fits. You know what I mean? It just fits. Like, it's like I don't understand why it fits, but it's like it just fits. You know? So like I feel like shows like the Boondocks, it kind of is that it's an over exaggerated feeling of like, you know, if you have a black household and you have the kids that are into anime, you kind of like, your life does feel a little bit like the Boondocks. Feels a little bit like it in terms of like, at least you tried to make it like that. Maybe you're not like Yui out here just like, you know, running around like master of martial arts at the age of like before you even get to high school, but
I think he's like 10.
Yeah,
while he's like 8, maybe.
Yeah, he grows up into the Afro Samurai. There's no way he doesn't.
That makes sense. So I think cartoons is like, it had a deeper impact on my childhood. You know, I feel like anime was regulated to like 10 p.m. onwards. You know what I'm saying? Like Dragon Ball Z with Cartoon Network at like 10 o'clock, I think. Then it'd be like Yu Yu Hakusho, then like Inuyasha later on. I'm about to say Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. Oh yeah, that's another cartoon that strongly takes from anime. Strongly. Yeah. But it's episodic in nature. But there is character progression in it. Yeah.
I think I'm trying to say Case Closed with Detective Conan.
Okay, yeah. That's an anime for sure.
For me, I feel like all those animes, the inception of Pokemon felt more grown than what I should be watching at the time. So I hung on longer to those shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you.
Whereas like SpongeBob looks like it's for kids, so I watch some episodes. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be more hyped by Dragon Ball Z. Like, yo, there's blood, there's fight scenes. Like, you're not really seeing the fight scenes in Dragon Ball Z that you would see in a SpongeBob or Courage the Cowardly Dog. But they both have places in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I actually connect with that feeling of like when I was younger. Definitely Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon. Yo, that was my stuff. I would watch all the time. Like, that was before I even know anime was a thing. Like, I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna watch some cartoons. Like, I'm memorizing what time Pokemon is showing. I'm memorizing what time Yu-Gi-Oh showing. I'm memorizing what time Digimon showing. Like, don't bother me. Those are I have my homework finished already. This is my time. Like, no, I'm not coming down to the table to eat because you already know that Digimon happens from 7 p.m. to 7:30. Stop. Digimon Tamers, stop it. You guys already know. Stop it. But yeah, so even when I was younger, I think anime hit me a lot harder. But I would say there was a little bit of a resistance to the more mature anime on Adult Swim as I was growing up. I don't know exactly why it was. I think maybe because like that was back in the day when anime was out here just showing blood. You know what I mean? Like when you get a cut from like especially with Bleach. Like, to me, when I was watching Bleach felt so serious to me. At the time, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, people are really out here, like, just getting sliced up, and you see the blood splattering everywhere. It's like, I didn't really feel that way too much with Dragon Ball, except for, like, when I saw, like, Goku had, like, a whole hole in his chest. I was like, whoa, that's doing a lot. You know, so I feel like when I was younger, definitely from the ages of, like, 8, 9, 10, to, like, I think until I only took Adult Swim more seriously or had a stronger interest when I hit 14. When I hit 14, that's when I was like, all right, I need something more spicy. And then I was like, ooh, the blood is crazy. This is intense, you know. I kind of miss anime having that energy, that energy of like things feeling serious. You know, even the Bleach. I don't know if did you ever watch Bleach?
Yeah. I have 2 older brothers, so you know. By the time they were 14, I was like 10. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So while they're entering that Adult Swim age, you know, I'm staying up trying to watch whatever they're watching. So I definitely was watching Bleach around that age. And out of the big 3 of that generation, Bleach definitely was the most graphic. Like, you'd be cut in half. Clean in half. Like, you know, Piccolo lost an arm every now and then, but he was regenerated. But it looked like it's heavy damage in Bleach, you know what I'm saying? And also, the animation of a lot of women in Bleach was crazy.
Yeah, definitely very mature looking. Definitely, for sure.
Nade, that was it. That was it. There's Nade.
Yeah.
But half the Bleach cast looks like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Yo. And do you remember the soundtracks in Bleach?
Not really. No, not really. Naruto soundtrack's definitely...
Okay.
I think even in this video, there might be a Naruto soundtrack playing. So.
I'm dead. But like, to me, Naruto soundtracks, except for the Sorrows one, like, were leaned more on the upbeat side. But Bleach's ones always leaned on like the anxiety-driven side. To me, like, even when like, except for that one song, "It's about to see some action," you know, it's like that song. That's like when, you know, Ichigo comes with his new power up of the arc and he's like ready to fight, to do something like a badass. But a lot of it, what happened?
Aizen just stops him.
Yeah, Aizen's just like, ding. Yo, Aizen. Oh man, Aizen's just a great villain, man. I love seeing it. Except for like when he turned himself into a whole butterfly. I'm like, stop it, Aizen.
He loves points there.
It's like, so this is your final form. This is the perfect form, Aizen. You're a freaking insect. Stop.
Yeah, he loves points.
Stop, Aizen. Stop. Can't take you seriously. Anymore.
I would say Bleach has some of the best drip. You know what I'm saying? Bleach outfits. some of the coldest looking outfits out there.
It's swaggy. It's swaggy.
Even Final Form Aizen and like what you walk and everything like that. He's just covered up in black. It's kind of drippy. You know what I'm saying? It's a fit.
I think it's also like Aizen just has that level of. He has that level of like, I don't believe I'm better than everyone else. Life tells me I'm better than everyone else. So he just walks around, not even prideful about being better than everyone else, like not gloating about it. It's just like he walks around with that pressure, that spiritual pressure, that like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm just better than you. You can feel it. You could feel that he knows that he's better than you, and for 99% of the population, he's right.
It's like everyone else's ants. You don't care about an ant when you walk by it.
Son.
That's Aizen.
Aizen is like God in mortal form, just being like, I should be a god. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
that's Aizen. I guess what we're trying to say here is like, cartoons are cool. Anime just you could grow anime.
Yeah.
Like, I literally grew with Naruto. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Read the manga every week. Watch the anime when it would catch up to the manga. When that caught up, the manga's on a whole different place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like cartoon doesn't have, for the most part, that type of growth that you have with you.
Yeah.
Like, you can still watch SpongeBob today, but he's still the same exact age. Other than Pokemon, with Ash being 10 for 10 forever.
Yeah.
Like, you could grow this progression with the anime characters. There's usually a time skip component.
Yeah. I'll say, like, one thing I was thinking about for this episode of the podcast, I was thinking about, like, so, because basically, like, anime is just Japanese cartoons, right? So I'm like, oh, you don't different? No?
Yeah, I would say, because like, I feel like there's much more quality in the anime. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Amparo probably is more of a cartoonish anime than like a Naruto. I feel like I feel like anime is Japanese comics. I feel like that's a better, or I guess manga the Japanese comics. Because a comic, like, there's a difference between Justice League and a SpongeBob.
Yes, because most anime is based off the Japanese comic.
Yeah.
Right, so every anime has the same vibrant character structure as a Justice League, because their characters are built within this contained world, instead of it like being like, I was thinking about it in terms of like how cartoons in essence feel a lot more driven by, not to get super political, but driven more by capitalism versus anime, where I feel like most animes are created with a purpose of, I'm gonna tell you a story, and this story has a beginning and an end, because all stories, I haven't heard of a story yet that doesn't have a beginning and an end, because if it doesn't have an end, then you don't have a meaning, right? And so to me, it feels like shows like SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, these long form shows, they're made just to keep people's eyes on the screen. So I feel like anime does a better job of, like, staying with you, because it's like these creators think for long times about, like, okay, what do I want the message to be in my series? And like, how do I best relate that message through the power system, to the character relationships, to the environment, to the themes? Like, how do I best relay that message? And that's why I think Avatar, in terms of a cartoon, is my most favorite cartoon I've ever watched. But I think because it had that definitive beginning and end, and it's just straight anime, just straight anime. I enjoyed Pokemon, but Pokemon didn't stay with me. It didn't stay with me because it's like because the thing with Pokemon, I didn't know what it wanted to stay with me. But like I know what Avatar wants to stay with me. I know what Gurren Lagann wants to stay with me. I know what blanking out. I know what Death Note wants to stay with me. So it's like I know from anime what they're trying to tell me, and so it allows me to appreciate the series a lot more comparatively to cartoons.
I think another key component that we haven't really touched on with the separation between anime and cartoons is the creative process.
Okay.
A lot of manga turned animes like one singular person that's just drawing for their passion, their dream. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And then it starts picking up fame, and it still is that singular entity that has a story to tell, that they're passionate about, that they're drawing for 10, 12 hours a day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a cartoon, there's multiple people in there. I feel they might not take the creation as seriously.
Yeah.
Because it's more like a job to them. But Masashi Kishimoto, he is Naruto. Forever, he will be the Naruto creator. You know what I'm saying? That's one of his just marks on the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, this might be a SpongeBob creator. It might be the voice actor for SpongeBob. But the manga or anime, like, for some people, that's their singular life thing.
True. Big passion. Like in Japan, like in Japan to be like, no, I'm not going to work in the office. I'm going to be a mangaka.
Yes.
Like, and it had to be a passion because like if you look at any video talking about the lifestyle of a mangaka and like how much you get paid, unless like you're part of unless your series is doing really, really well, it's a tough life, yo. It's a tough life.
It's like trying to be a YouTuber.
Yes. It's like being a small YouTube channel, but arguably I feel like you're investing so much more time and energy into it comparatively to small YouTube channels. But yeah, man. Yeah. I still can't get past that capitalistic component of it. Like you could see okay. Like to me, I felt like they only created Teen Titans Go to make money. Like I watched a couple episodes of it and I was just like, what are kids really gaining from these episodes? Versus when I watched that Teen Titans, boy, I feel it. I know what I'm gaining from these episodes, man.
You sure I feel like an old head filter?
No, because I enjoy some new cartoons like Steven Universe. Like Steven Universe, like I can see again, like even the creator of the series of Steven Universe went on record saying like, no, I take a lot of inspiration from anime. So it's like, it's almost like when I think about the shows I really enjoy the most, the cartoons that take inspiration from anime are the ones that are in my top list. So that might be my bias towards anime, but I don't know, just something about a show saying like, hey, this is what I want to tell people, and I'm just going to use this as a medium to tell people. But it's like you can't tell somebody something if you are not prepared to put a period on the sentence. It's like if I keep doing a run-on sentence to you, it's like the meaning of the sentence can change with every however, but, or this. But if I give you a period at the end, you know exactly what, you'd be like, okay, I can break down what you're trying to tell me there. That's my thought.
Okay, great analogy.
Oh, thank you. That just came out of my head, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That was smooth.
You gotta put a period on it. If you don't got a period on it, you don't got a meaning to it.
I think it's safe to say cartoons based off of comics are usually top tier. Cartoons with anime inspiration, top tier as well.
Got you.
the singular cartoons that are like just there to fill up time is kind of okay.
Yeah.
And then this is a one-offs that are just like Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's just when the being of the cartoon is just in another realm.
Yo, man. Yo.
I feel like that has potential to just go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't know how Courage the Cowardly Dog and shows like Billy and Mandy got greenlit. I'm like, because these are shows. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a show I didn't enjoy, but I felt like every episode I had to watch it. When it was on the TV, I was like, oh snap, what's going on with Courage the Cowardly Dog, yo? Like, I'm telling you, bro, that Return to Slab episode really messed me up. That episode when there's that case that has this money in it really messed me up. Like some episodes be ending in that like, okay, kind of melancholy but kind of future optimistic kind of note, like the episode with the squid and the squid dying but having children and stuff. I don't know if you watched that episode, but yeah, there's this episode where this alien squid comes down, but she's a mother, and like Courage is trying to take care of her, but she's just slowly dying, right? And it seems very sad, and it's just like the intelligence to it, you can see like it actually trying to care about Courage and stuff, and she just eventually just dies. But her body turns into smaller versions, like her children. Her death becomes children, and then the squids fly up, and then I think they become stars, So it's like you're sad about the passing of this creature that you can see the love and care coming for her. But her death brings about new life. So it's like sad but optimistic. So Courage the Cowardly Dog was one of the shows that, like, as I'm watching as a kid, I'm like, no, she's so nice. Like, why is she dying? And then you just see these kids fly up, and you're like, I don't know how it got greenlit. I don't know how Courage the Cowardly Dog got greenlit, because I should not be experiencing all these mixed feelings and stuff as a kid, Yeah.
I remember one episode was like the hunchback who was ugly. He was hideous. Mm-hmm. And like Eustace just kept making jokes about him.
Yeah,
that was so bad. And he just wanted to play with the bells. Like, I feel like when there's a cartoon.
Hold on. Can I say this?
Yeah.
Eustace is a definition of asking for it, bro.
Yeah,
he literally is the definition of asking for it.
He's the definition of toxic masculinity. He's the definition of like just a bad guy.
Yeah.
Eustace, like, you can put a lot of profanities next to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's really a trash person. He might be white though.
No. He cares. Like, that's the one person that he's like, we see like he cares about, and his mom. You could definitely see like the toxic. I don't know if you watched the episode with his mom. His mom looks just like Eustace, and you just see like they have a toxic kind of relationship.
Yeah, his mom definitely abuse this guy. Like, she
verbal emotional abuse, but it's like Eustace does it back to her, so it's like there's a love there in a weird way. See, I should, like, as a kid, why am I thinking about this? Why am I looking at this?
Yeah. And he didn't see his dad, right?
No. I don't remember his dad. Maybe his dad was in the episode, but I don't remember. But he does love Muriel. Muriel. You do see some toxic aspects of his personality come out when he went Muriel, but Muriel is such a pure-hearted individual. It's like it just goes over her head. Whatever Eustace is like, and then Eustace is just like, he always comes back to a place of like, yo, Muriel, that's my wife, I always love her and stuff, But Courage, everyone else.
Fair.
The episode of Return to Slab, right? When the ghost comes out from the back garden, you just see Eustace with the slab that he dug up, right? The guy says, "Return to Slab, or suffer the consequences." And then Eustace goes like, "What's your Courage Kurt's just like, yo, you don't see that ghost outside? Like, can we just return that piece of rock you stole? And this guy said, like, nah, this is mine. If he wants it, he gotta pay for it.
yeah, no.
Yo.
It takes place in Illinois. It takes place in Illinois. Not Chicago, just Illinois.
Yeah, a place in nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it's coming around to that time, bro. Do you have any other thoughts or things you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, I think my final point is, cartoons that are made for adults but aren't adult cartoons are like top tier. Cartoons that are based off of comics is probably a tier below. Because I feel like that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count. Like the Spider-Man, Justice League, X-Men, they're their own like sphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then this cartoon that's based off of anime. I feel like the Courage the Cowardly Dogs, the Billy and Mandy, those are top tier type cartoons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are cartoons that I will say has stuck with me. Maybe not the most positive ways, but definitely have stuck with me.
They're cartoons made for adults that aren't adult cartoons.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that anime always hits it 100% all the time, but I feel like, generally speaking, if you compare like anime to, I don't really watch too much slice of life anime, so maybe I'm biased thinking about shonen.
Yeah.
You compare that to like I don't know, like I don't really watch Adventure Time has some cool episodes, but like there's some B tier list Cartoon Network shows. Maybe that could be a pod episode.
We could do like a ranking of different cartoons.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, we could do something like that. Like if you think about it, it's like you can have something like Food Wars or Haikyuu with the volleyball anime, right? So you could have something like Haikyuu and Death Note be classified under the same umbrella. You know, it's like that's why to me, if you're into anime and you have friends or family that are like not into anime, is like I don't really believe in that concept. I think everybody's into anime. They just haven't found the right anime to get them into it. You know, it's like even like I don't care how old your mom or your dad is, yo. Like there is a show, there is an anime out there that even your mom can't be like, you know, cartoons for kids, but show your mom an episode of Attack on Titan. Ask her if it's for kids.
Exactly. I feel like if you say I don't like anime is like saying I don't like watching TV.
Yeah.
There's so many genres in anime alone.
Yeah.
To varying levels of, you know, maturity. There's no way Hellsing Ultimate is for kids. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. That's for a lot of things too, right? It's like if a person says, "Oh, I don't like games," it's like there's definitely a game out there that you would like. Definitely.
I don't like food. You could say I don't like water.
Yes, you could definitely say that.
I don't like soda. That's very specific, you know what I'm saying? But saying I don't like liquid. What?
Like this, all this inside me, I don't like that. Get it out. Like, no.
What do you say? I don't like books. Maybe you don't like the process of reading a book. There's probably books out there that you would like if it was told to you. It was sponsored today.
Not yet. But yeah, guys, we again appreciate you guys taking the time to, you know, watch our video. We appreciate it, man. Let us know in the comment section down below, what is your preference? Do you spend more time watching cartoons, or do you spend more time watching anime? Do you have a preference over the other? Did you agree with our takes? Did you disagree with our takes? Let us know in the comment section down below, and we'll be in there, man. We'll be in there talking to you guys, having a full conversation. We're not super big yet. Well, we're not crazy big yet. We're not big enough to the point where we're like, oh man, this comment section is too big. We can't do anything here. It's like, no, it's like, yeah, whatever comment is there, direct communication, man. So yeah, Doctor, I think that's how that's how, what did I just my brain just communication.
It's time, y'all.
All right, guys. Like the video if you liked it. Comment if you have any thoughts, and subscribe if you want to see more. This is Bam and Dr. Griffs. Peace.
Peace.